What's up, you goddamn nerds? I think we can all agree that there's like way too many fucking playables planned for this game. Is that an issue? No. Some may think so, but I'm going to tell you right now, roster bloat is not a thing. If you think every single playable that they have planned is going to be on a single official server, it is just incorrect. I apologize for the misunderstanding, but that is not true. Certain official servers are going to have a select amount of playables, depending on what the devs think is right or considered balanced to their best ability. Balancing the game is not their best trait, but it's all we can hope for. Balance aside, over what, like 50, 55 playables on the roster planned, that is, and not a single one is Yutyrannus. I think that's an absolute crime. That could be a great introductory playable to introduce a temperature system, which could bring some crazy fluidity to the game. It would add so much more to do, so much more for people to have a reason to do something besides just walking to the next migration or worrying about something killing them. I think it would be super cool if you actually had to worry about your bodily function as well. Obviously, most of the time you wouldn't have to worry about this unless it was like some sort of drastic temperature change. Like maybe it's winter time and it's getting a bit cold, so you should probably huddle up with a bunch of other bitches just so your body temp stays relatively high. Or maybe some creatures could be cold-blooded and rely on certain locations and migrate to warmer areas. Like Megalania, maybe some areas of the map got colder than others during certain times, then Megalania would have to either migrate occasionally or simply just find a specific spot where it's warmer than usual, where heat may or may not accumulate. But that's a whole video in itself. I'm just going to be talking about Yutyrannus. I think having Yutyrannus would be fucking sick. Totally not because I am biased or anything, but just because I think it would be super cool and would introduce this so-called temperature system. Obviously, this is nothing serious. It's me just talking about shit, just to talk about shit. Yeah, none of this shit is actually coming to the game. I'm just spitballing because it's fun. But yeah, Yutyrannus, T-Rex's smaller cousin. Yutyrannus would have a huge advantage at a particular temperature where the Yutyrannus prefers, and then the Yutyrannus would have an opportunity to venture across the rest of the map instead of being restricted to a single location where it's always cold. When winter's over, they can go back to where they usually reside. This would lead for some cool interactions. It would introduce seasonal interactions. It would lead players to be careful about what time it is or what season it is even. Okay, it's getting a bit colder out. We better watch out for Yutyrannus. They're pretty fast and they're definitely out this time of year. That type of shit. Give Yutyrannus a super good advantage if it is in an optimal climate that they prefer, and then in any other climate it gets too overheated, too overwhelmed. Maybe it starts balding, its feathers just kind of wilt, max health capped, shit like that, gets slower. It just overall gets uncomfortable. Over time, if you're not in your optimal temperature, you have to go back to where your temperature is more comfortable and your health will rotate back to what it was before. There are so many playables on the roster that kind of have copy-paste abilities or abilities that are like super similar and just like changed around a little bit for the size of the creature. Yutyrannus would be perfect for that. Literally just give it the same shit as T-Rex, maybe take or give a few abilities. I don't think Yutyrannus is going to be like crushing anything like T-Rex is, where it has like that lunging bite and then just fucking decapitates them. It does not have that kind of raw power, but I would definitely make it more, like give it more endurance. Make it seasonally operative. Introduce a system where it has to plume its feathers in order to sustain itself so it doesn't get too cold. And if your feathers aren't taken care of and you're not managing your feathers, then you will just slowly freeze, get hypothermia, and die. It'll add a whole new layer to the game, a whole new layer that we need, that we're lacking, because there are like no survival mechanics in the Isle besides food, water, growth. That is it. So if you're a carnivore, the survival aspects are the PvP elements. And if you're an herbivore, I would say it's completely flipped. But even then, herbivore players are like dying of boredom anyway, so they're just obsessed with murdering everybody. But you get the point. Yutyrannus would be sick. Like I said, totally not because I'm biased or anything. He's definitely not like cool as shit and fucking awesome or anything. Totally not. But yeah, overall super cool. Could introduce some sort of temperature management system as well as plumage, aka feathers. Can manage your feather health so it keeps you warm, because they're definitely not going to have this shit when Austro gets introduced. I 100% doubt you're going to have to manage your feathers. Overall, we're definitely missing like some self-management systems that we could have to keep us occupied in some circumstances when we're not like fighting or eating, which yeah is like basically what animals do, is just like fight each other and eat and shit. But there's so much more than that that they can take inspiration from, and I think Yutyrannus would be like a perfect introduction to all of that. But yeah, I'm just yapping. I got some more ideas like this. This was basically just a fucking temperature system video, but regardless, Yutyrannus, sick. They should add it. You got any creatures that you would like to add or would like to see them add? As far as I know, the roster's done. We're not seeing any more creatures being added to the 55 plus playables that they already have planned until modding comes out, so sucks to suck. But yeah, see ya. Peace.